what our planty intentions are for the year. This is embarrassing. I literally cut out the wrong picture. I'm having a moment. I feel like this pretty much sums up how my 2024 is going. Nowhere. Hello, fellow plant weirdos. It's your girl, Carmiel Marceline. If you are new to the channel, hey, welcome to the family. We unabashedly hyperfixate on plants here. Typically with the start of the year, I see a lot of chatter about vision boards. Vision boards tie back to the idea of manifestation, that if you manifest or think about something, put an idea, intention out into the world, that it'll happen one day. And I thought it could be really fun for us to create our own together. Of course, I'm going to be doing a planty one, but you can do whatever you would like. Let's talk about what our planty intentions are for the year. What do we want to focus on? What are our priorities, our goals? Personally, I see a new variegated Scindapsus in my collection. I hope that comes to life personally. But think of vision boards as just a fun, creative exercise. It's very much like a scrapbook. You can use objects, images, and quotes and create a collage of sorts. So together, let's analyze and think through what we want in 2024, grab our supplies, and get crafty with it. Okay, I went on a whole journey yesterday evening to get the supplies needed for this vision board. I have, that's my straight edge cutter. I've got a whole bunch of markers, which I already have. I have some washi tape, just because you can never have too much washi tape. I bought a glue stick because it's been a while since I've used one. I primarily use a hot glue gun, but today we are harkening it back to 2008 Carmiel. Scissors that I have. I also got a whole bunch of different scrapbook paper. I got this one that's really pretty. You can see it. This one, that's a beautiful kind of color. And then I just got like a plain cream situation. And then, goodness, I got 2 magazines from, believe it or not, Michaels. This one that's called Breathe Building Better Habits, which you can see here. And then another one that's, you guessed it, houseplants focused. I didn't know Michaels had magazines, but hey, they do. Also, low-key, it was a struggle trying to figure out where to get these supplies. You know how I talked about how you can do this digitally or physically? Well, I was about to do it digitally, but then a part of me was like, that's not fun. You know what I mean? Like, we don't want to do that. So I went out of my way to end up getting some supplies, but it's been a while, I'm not gonna lie, since I have gotten magazines. Like the last time I had a magazine was, when was it? Maybe in high school. So before 2011 is when I was last in high school. Also, right now I'm currently measuring the base for my little vision board because I am going to frame this. So I took one of my existing frames, like one of the inserts, and now I'm just kind of roughly eyeballing it so that it's about the same length and width. So I think that's good. Okay, great. So we've got our amazing start over here, which I'm excited about. That's going to be our base that we're going to use, which is good. And yeah, I went to The day before I went to Target, they had Us Weekly, People magazine, and that wasn't the vibe, you know what I mean? I'm not looking for gossip or sensational headlines. I'm looking for plants. Give me something PG related, yes? Okay, so we start there. I haven't quite thought about what my huge vision is for this year. It's a little daunting, to be honest, to think about. I do want this year to be about balance, like but making sure that I consolidate my collection, because right now it is too much. And it's becoming pretty ridiculous. So I need to rein it in. Do you know what I mean? I need to rein it in. So I hope there's something about consolidating or being more mindful about what is in my collection, because I definitely need that in my life. Also, can we just see, like, there's so many pictures. Even this one alone is like, look at all these. I think that's a philodendron Brazil. Like, there's so many. Even the monstera on the very top of the cover, the snake plant, the ZZ. So I saw a picture in here of a Syngonium albo. And that is going to remind me of what is in my collection already. What should I keep? I'm just going to cut that out right there. Also, you're getting me after a full work day. Today I was in back-to-back meetings and I forgot what time it was. I was also running late to every single meeting. So you're getting me after that. We just also came back from a walk with Otis, and it is butt cold here in New York City. It was snowing earlier, but of course that didn't accumulate. So, okay, this is embarrassing. I literally cut out the wrong picture. I don't know. Okay. I'm having a moment. I'm going to cut the right picture now, okay? I feel like this pretty much sums up how my 2024 is going. Nowhere. Also, I just had one of those, it's like a Jinro, it's kind of like a soju, flavored soju situation. So I just had one, and I'm not like a very big drinker. So yeah, you're also getting that too. But here is the correct Syngonium albo that we're gonna put on here. Alrighty. What else do I wanna put on? There's so many plants in here. What do I want to focus on in 2024? There's information here on how you can decorate with houseplants. Ooh, look how pretty this is. Like this entire spread. I would like to decorate more with houseplants. I feel like right now, okay, I just want to make sure I wasn't using anything on the back. I do really like this. I like the idea of focusing on fewer plants, but making them more bushy, more full. So I think this Monstera addisonii, probably a wide form, is going to remind me to do that. So I'm gonna cut her up. Anyway, how was your day? What have you all been doing? Focusing on, are you excited about the new year? Does the new year give you stress? Sometimes it gives me stress. I feel like there's always a expectation that you need to change, that you need to do X, you need to do Y. And I feel that just puts more pressure on myself to do things differently. But honestly, I'm okay with not making too many changes in my life right now. It's already been a pretty crazy 2023, you know? I don't need to add more things to it. Okay, let me see if there's anything. Ooh, I like okay, on the front of the cover it says help them thrive. I love that because I haven't spent enough time focusing on the plants I do have in my collection. Did any of you back in the day, I've helped them thrive. Did any of you back in the day do scrapbooking as a hobby or as a craft? Because it is one of my favorite things to do. Warranted, I was never good about finishing what I started, which I feel is like the story of my life. But as a kid, and I'm sure my mom probably still has some of it. I tried to like make a scrapbook from like childhood, and I would make different pictures of the sun or like different shapes and stuff to add to the photo album so that it wasn't so boring. And I just never finished those things. So clearly, oh, this is so pretty. Clearly there's something, ooh, okay. This says passion, well, it says growing passion. I'm just going to use the word passion because I like what that brings me, or where that brings me, rather. Also, I'm not the best at cutting straight lines, so if you see something that is jagged, don't look at it. Okay. Oh, so pretty. Interesting. They're saying that this is an anthurium. That is not an anthurium, my people. Ooh, this is really pretty. I like this layout. This layout over here. I also I don't think that's a planter. I think it's two planters stacked on top of each other, but I'm into it. I think that's really, really pretty. Super succulents. Tiny green. Oh, they have stuff on terrariums. I'm like, what else is interesting in here that I can use? Talks about growing herbs. I suck at growing herbs. Do any of you also suck at that? I have tried so many times, and I just can't seem to figure it out. I'm also gonna cut up this fiddly fig tree. I can't, because I am trying, one of my goals this year is to turn my one stem into having multiple branches. I'm pretty afraid, honestly, of doing it because I keep trying to expose like growth points and it just doesn't end up working out. It doesn't actually like create a new branch. It doesn't activate. So I am gonna try to figure out how to do that. Start new plant. Oh goodness. Okay. They talk about microgreens in here. Indoor garden projects. You can garden in a cup. Okay. All right. I think that is all the plant stuff I want from that. But I have this beautiful fiddle-leaf fig that I'm going to trace. What was I talking about earlier? My voice just cracked. What was I talking about earlier? I think I was probably talking about how as a kid I loved scrapbooking. Well, 100%, and that's why I'm doing a physical version of the vision board, because I have more fun this way, and I love creating collages. As a kid, not as a kid, as a teenager, because I hardly had money to give gifts for friends or what have you, I ended up just making playlists. This was also iPhone. So I would make like a playlist and then burn it onto a CD, but then I would create custom cover art for that CD based on that friend. So there would be a theme. I would have the name of the artist on there, the song. I would basically do what I'm doing now. I would take images from different magazines and then essentially just MacGyver something together. There usually was a color and like a colored theme, which was quite nice. But all of my friends usually really liked doing it, or liked it when I gave it to them as a gift rather. So that's primarily how I would be making collages. So I feel like this is really testing my patience. I'm like already tired of cutting. Okay, we're gonna try really hard today. Okay, while I'm doing this, let's talk about this year. So I mentioned wanting to focus and consolidate my collection. I also want, like I was saying, I want to make sure that the stuff I do have, it becomes full and bushy. I also want to focus on not buying new planters because I have so many. Ethan and I just brought a whole bunch of planters. I probably had like 20. We brought it to storage, the storage unit we have close by to our apartment, and they're there right now. So I really can't justify buying more. And trust me, I almost caved. I went to Marshall's today and I almost bought another planter. They were so cute, but luckily I didn't actually end up getting anything because I shouldn't. So anyway, back to what I want to do this year. I want to either give away planters or upcycle them, so give them new life. Maybe it's doing a DIY or something where it's like leveraging what I already have. I could do something like that, but the goal is to not just keep buying more stuff. I feel like it's very easy to do that. Okay, also my foot is asleep. Yeah. Okay. I also want to focus, like if I am buying new plants, I want to focus on like one species or one cultivar because, I don't know, I feel like when you own plants, there's one cultivar that you're just so good at, you know what I mean? And you keep experimenting with different ones. Like I pretend like I can totally do philodendrons. They hate me. They hate me. I'm like, oh yeah, you know, like yes, getting a philodendron strawberry shake will be a piece of cake. No, it isn't. I keep having issues with the variegation, which I know I need to figure out the silica situation, but like that's also just pretty overwhelming to like try and figure that out. That's like a whole nother thing. Anyway, whew, I just talked really fast. Yeah, so philodendrons hate me. Monsteras, they don't care for me at all. Pothos, I'm like, nah, I'm okay. Ooh, it says ready for a fresh start over here. I don't know if you can see it. If you can't, whatever. But I'm going to cut that out because I like what that means because I am ready for a fresh start. Anyway, back to my obsessions with focusing on one species. I just need to learn to not buy more plants. Hi, Otis. You can see him over there hanging out while I'm doing this. He's probably like, Mom, you're crazy. Anyway, yeah, I need to stop trying to experiment with different species. Like, yeah, sure, I'm totally going to give this this one species a chance? No. I feel like by now I already know which ones like me and which ones hate me. So like, why should I try and experiment with something new? You know what I mean? Like, to me, that makes no sense. So yeah, my fresh start is only focusing on one species. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay. All right, let's see what else. Ideally, they have like, are you good? Someone's having a moment. I would like to have the number 1 somewhere. Ooh, I like this. This says, don't dodge downtime. That's not something that's currently in my vocabulary. For me, the more busy I am, the better, but I know that has something to do with something else in my psyche, to be honest, that I need to work on. Why can't I just be chill? Anyone else have that feeling? Okay. Are you good, sir? Does anyone else's dog do this? Make their own bed? Okay, are you good? What is that? Why don't you just lay down, my dude? Just lay down. Okay, there. He is calm. Ooh, okay, this says break the pattern. I'm gonna cut that one out. Yeah, of course I like break the pattern. Highway to happiness. I like that. Yeah, we're gonna do something there. It says, well, it says writing the present moment. I like the idea of like the present moment, because it's very easy to end up focusing on the future instead of where you are right now in this moment in time. So I like that one a lot. Oh, this also says good vibes. Yes, I like that. We always love good vibes. Tonight, femur. Okay. Teen matters. All right. Okay. What else am I going to focus on this year? I also lost my, here they are. Lost my scissors. I'm going to focus on being more diligent with my plant care, because I don't know if any of you feel this way, but I've definitely talked about how overwhelmed I get with my plants, and I haven't been the most diligent with my routine. I have primarily been putting things off, not getting to things, and that's how some of my plants have actually perished, which is unfortunate. It's just sometimes my heart isn't in it. That's just me. It's quite sad, because I love my plants. I totally do. I really do think it's just having too, oh my God, my foot's asleep again. I think it's just having too much. Like having too many plants to take care of. It's just like incredibly overwhelming. And I know I keep talking about that, and I have yet to do anything about it. That is definitely on my list of things to work on for sure. Oh, one thing I did want to share with you all. I kind of wish I might actually write some of this down, but one thing my therapist actually mentioned the other day that is going to be my mantra for 2024, and it goes like this. It's, we can't control the wind, but we can set our sails. And as soon as I heard that, I literally was like, that is brilliant. I wish I came up with that. You know what I mean? That would have been amazing if I came up with that. Of course I did not. But there's something beautiful in that statement, because oftentimes one thing that I've heard is we can't control the situation, but we can't control how we react to it. And usually whenever I hear that, I roll my eyes because I'm like, I know that, God damn it. But that doesn't make me feel better about the current situation at all. Anyway. So I do love that quote, because it just makes things, it makes it more visual, first of all, because yeah, you can't control the wind, right? It might be blowing in your face, it might be blowing from this direction, that direction, that direction, that direction. It might be 10 miles per hour, 20 miles per hour. But if we were out on a boat, on a sailboat, we can't control our sails. That is what is within our control. So that is my perspective. Like that's the perspective I want to continue to have throughout the year. I just want more pictures of plants. I just want this to be pretty, you know? What are you all putting in your vision boards? Or like, what's your focus for this year? I actually would love to know if you want to comment that down below. Because then we can hold each other accountable, you know? I always feel like it's helpful when you have someone else that's going to keep you focused on whatever you need to achieve. Goodness. Okay. I also, I'm not sure how to cut this so it doesn't look ugly. You got my brain after it's been fried today. Usually I like to film on the weekends when I'm not after, I can't even talk, not after my 9-to-5 job. Because right now work has just been really a lot. I also manage a pretty big team, so that in and of itself is pretty stressful. And we also have Super Bowl coming up. So that is also stressful on top of it all. But I've been trying to be, I'm always in back-to-back meetings. So I get so stressed. Like literally today I was in meetings from 11 to 5, like back-to-back. And it just never ends, unfortunately. But I do love my job as much as you can love your job. Also, I need to quit on getting succulents next year, or this year, because I suck at them. Like my calancho is dying. My ZZ Raven is barely hanging on by a thread. What else do I own that is a succulent? My cactus, I don't know how that's still alive, to be honest with you. I don't remember. I don't remember feeding it, watering it. So, whoops. Oh, this is a really pretty Cebu pothos. So I'm gonna take a picture of that because it reminds me of this one over here. Oh my God, so heavy. All right, some of the things I'm not going to be doing this year is focusing on trending plants. That is something I'm going to get away from, because usually when something is super trendy, the price is also reflective of that, and it's super expensive. And what happens? I end up killing it. That's what ends up happening, to be honest with you. So I just need to stay away from those things. Also, I know a lot of you are like, oh my God, yeah, you should totally give orchids another chance. Like, I feel like that's a project that I don't know if I could do that. That's just like a lot. Just, you know what I mean? It's like a lot to just, that's a lot. So we're not going to do any of that stuff. We're not going to do trendy plants. We are not going to buy planters or new planters. Another thing that I want to focus on doing is creating a wish list for plants. I started doing that, but like, one of the most difficult things that I do, or it's just not healthy, is I'm on my Facebook groups and they do purges all the time, and I'll just stalk these pages, and it really isn't healthy for me whatsoever. I shouldn't do it. I know I shouldn't, because I end up impulsively shopping. So I do want to focus on creating a wish list and sticking to that wish list, only getting something if it's been there for a long time, if I can justify the investment of it. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? Okay, we're gonna start gluing now. I have a whole bunch of different pieces here. Wow, I really haven't used a glue stick in a while. But also, I've been getting this is very random, but I've been getting back into watching Korean dramas, especially Korean romantic dramas. And I finished in the last week, I watched Crash Landing on You, and then I watched Business Proposal on Netflix, and those were good. Those were really good. I forgot how much I liked those. Like, how much I really loved watching a lot of this stuff. Yeah, I'm just like, wait a minute. I low-key adore all of this. So yeah, I ended up binge watching instead of course, doing things that I probably should have done. I definitely ended up binging a lot of that stuff. Whoops. It just sort of happened. What can I say? So I watched that, and it just, yeah, it's like such a feel-good situation, you know? I like it. So I watched that stuff. What else did I do? I also, separately, what I did, oh goodness, I accidentally tore that. My bad. One thing Ethan and I have been getting really into is is like making ice cream. I was able to get my brother to get me for Christmas an ice cream machine. So of course, what am I doing at the beginning of the year? Well, I am experimenting with different ice cream flavors. Oh my gosh, my hand, come on. So yeah, I've been experimenting with different ice cream flavors. So the first one we made, what did we make? I think it was a strawberry cheesecake, I believe. So we did that the first time, and that was quite fun. I really did enjoy that. And then most recently, goodness, I can't touch things. We did the Ample Hills Ooey Gooey Butter Cake, and that is amazing. The one we're doing for this weekend, Ethan wants to do Snickerdoodle, so that's going to be the plan. This is what it looks like so far. It's going to be the plan. yeah, so that'll be the plan that we're gonna focus on, making that ice cream, which is just exciting. It's my cousin's wedding this Saturday. I'm trying to think what else I can share with you. So Ethan and I are going to be going to that. We're leaving actually on, when are we leaving? We're leaving on Friday afternoon. Yeah, we're leaving on Friday afternoon. It's in upstate New York. So we rented a car because we don't own a car. And then we're going to stay there for 2 nights. My best friend is going to be watching Otis during that amount of time, which is nice, so that we don't have to necessarily worry about him while we're there. What else? My parents are going to be there. My brother's also going to be there. It'll just be good to celebrate my cousin and her fiance, because they've been dating for 11 years, I think. It's pretty up there. So I think it's, I'm really happy for them. Like, really happy for them. Like, they're great people. Okay. I'm going to keep doing this. We're going to do a sped up version for you all. And then I will show you what is the final look of this all. Has been probably more time than I would like to admit that I spent doing this lovely vision board. But let's just show you, shall we? Let's do this whole thing. So I've got passion 1 because I want to focus on 1 cultivar. Help them thrive. I have a whole bunch of pictures of plants, a lot of them that are already in my collection, so that I can focus on what I have versus what I do not have. Good vibes, because we're all about the vibes. Being fully present, because it's very easy for me to focus on the future instead of where I am right now then and there. And then to also just be comfortable with downtime, because if I am not busy, I don't know what that's like, you know? Okay, I am going to put this in a frame. Oh goodness, hold on. So you can see the final look, because I am going to be putting it on that wall that I shoot behind now. Okay. I'm going to show you what it looks like. And hopefully you dig it just as much as I do. All right, this is what she looks like. Ah! She's gorgy. And if you don't agree, just lie to me in the comments, please. All right, so there you have it. That is my 2024 Planty vision board. I hope you enjoyed this crafty activity just as much as I did. And if you didn't, that's okay. Thanks for watching anyway. And yeah, let me know down below in the comments if you also created a vision board. What did you put on it? What plants, if you did plants, what words, what's your theme for 2024? What do you want to get out of this year? I'd love to know down below. If you also follow me on Instagram, message me. I'd love to see pictures of what you put together, even if it's a digital version. I would love that. Okay? All right. So again, thanks for being here. I thoroughly enjoyed our time together. Hopefully you didn't get scared with my off-the-cuff fried brain after my day at work, but I thought it could just be a fun moment for us to get together one-on-one, you know what I mean? So if you liked today's video, you know what to do. Hit that like button. It would help me, the YouTube algorithm, all the stuffs very much. If you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to be notified every single time I post, which is every Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern, ring that bell. And with that, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you so much for spending it with me, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye!